Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're going to try that one more time. You're going to give it some feeling, and then we're going to move on. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
That is much better.
It's much better. When I was at school, there was always a rule: if you brought sweets into class, you must have enough for everyone. There's a bar upstairs
Which does have enough for everyone.
It does have enough for everyone. Anyway, we're going to carry on. Alex always likes fresh, new content. So if you were at Bryforum, hands up if you were at Bryforum. Oh, also, I need to put this in.
This is fresh new content.
And you will know that Bryforum is a forbidden word here.
Every single slide is different to the slides that you saw if you saw them at Bryforum.
So
A
you
student of you might say, is that not because all you've done is change the logo? If you just like to go outside, Alex?
We've also taken some slides out.
There you go, that was 75 minutes. Jim?
Again, my name's Jim Moore, find me on Twitter at Jim Moore. Privileged to be part of the CTP group, as Warren took the piss at me left earlier today. Andy?
My name's Andrew Wood, I'm also a CTP. Warren did take the piss out of me earlier. CTP, BCS, VExpert. Any MVPs in the room other than Bernie? There we go. Excellent. Oh, cool. Oh, look at that. Proper loyalty.
Well, there you go. Excellent. We'll love to see MVP there. Don't care about VExpert, for 10 a penny.
How many qualifications do you have, people?
He is applying to CV program next year. Here his chances are good.
He's already filled in his VExpert form. He'll be fine. So, what are we here today for? Today we're here to look at a number of different products. Today we're here to see how to make your users happy. We're going to look beyond the matrix. This is not a smackdown. This is not a comparison of different products and having a tick list of features and saying this one's got this and this one's got that. That is a waste of time, effort, and preventing you from drinking beer. Well, actually, because you are drinking. We're going to look at it in a slightly different way.
So, go back one. Essentially, when I'm out there talking to customers, one of the things that I hear a lot now, when this is right and wrong, we'll probably dig into a little bit, is so many people are saying, I want one user thing, one user metric for user experience. I don't care about performance counters, I just want to know, I want to know in one metric how my users are doing, and I want to know it proactively. So I don't have to rely on support tickets, and I want to know that this is a good number for user experience. Now, there's a number of vendors in this space who are looking at this, and they're all looking at it in slightly different ways, and they're all looking at interesting ways. I'll probably find out over the next 12 months or so which ones are starting to win in the different methodologies these approaches are employing. So we had to look at that specifically for this session.
Specifically looking at, is there a value, a counter that you can have to work out whether or not you're happy? This is the product of those loans. What's the good actually? That was the beer. Now, traditionally, when you've been monitoring your environment, it's about service monitoring, yes? It's about looking at individual values, looking at it from a very focused way. What's my CPU like? What's my memory like? What's my disk? Is it fast enough? Which is cool, but that's looking at it from a service point of view, not from a business user point of view, not from a consumer point of view. So is that enough? Because quite often you'll have greens on your service statements, yes? Everyone will say, yeah, I've always got green on my service statements. All these vendors are always green. There's a guy there going, actually no. But you can have green here and yet your users will complain. Your users will not get a good experience. Their performance, what they perceive as what their application is delivering, from a business point of view, is rubbish.
Or you can have red, and then you see you walk into place, it's got red stuff. Why have you got a red alert? Oh, that always happens, don't worry about that.
Yes, the infamous bucket of SMTP emails saying, alert on server X. Oh, we don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. But what all of that's not doing is looking at it from a user perspective. That's looking at it from a service machine perspective. Can we flip it around? Can we do it?
Is it just me who's noticed? Is it just us that's noticed this to its customers? So Gartner, everybody's got Gartner slide, here's one for us. This is what's the most important thing to you in performance monitoring? And top answer by country mile is user experience monitoring. You're not putting us up or anything at all.
I have to tell you a story. I've been going through the customs for years, and I have the big camera with me, and they say, "What is the camera for?" I said, "To take pictures of people."
Finger monkeys.
Take pictures of people? In what industry are you?
Well, just generic people, not specific people.
Just wandering the streets. All right. Anyway, move on.
24.
That's fine.
Oh, right, well, move on. I'm sorry, we're just moving on from what it was at answer. So, if we look no, it's my great user experience. Who's seen Maslow's, except Benny, who's possibly in the session, Eugene, no, no, that's what you were. Who's seen Maslow's hierarchy of needs in terms of user experience monitoring?
I saw the one with the Wi-Fi on the bottom.
Right, now what you need to do is take this finger, put it over these lips for the next 5 minutes.
Sorry.
If you swallow my gag again, so last time I let you bite, no, morbid. Anyway, looking at this hierarchy of needs, ideally you make the environment that users are working on good, it's a good stable foundation, and then they'll be happier, they'll self-actualize, and be better for business. They'll be able to think of better things, do better stuff, be quicker, be faster, be stronger, make more money. It is an old triangle. And if there was a more modern one, it would look
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. There's always one and it's always you. If we translate that into coding and applications, then this is your core needs. Works as coding, available and accurate. And if your user experience is good, then it's easy to use and enjoyable. Easy to use and enjoyable goes back to the business and being more effective.
So I have a problem with this because it says works as coded. And it should say works as intended.
Yeah.
Because that's not the same as works as coded, right?
That's all great from a user's point of view, but a lot of you guys will be admins or no admins or friends with admins, and you don't really care about users. Which is, all right, let's flip it around. Let's make it about you guys, because this is E2E, and it's all about connecting. You want to finish your day on time. You want to go home because you want it to be not 5 o'clock all the time, 5 o'clock somewhere, but you want to go home and interact with your family.
It's 5 o'clock for me now. So.
That's true. So you want a better quality, be able to focus not only for you, oh no, it's all about you, not you. You want to reduce risk. You want to make sure that when you implement a change, it's going to have a positive effect on your business community.
When Andy talks about reducing risk, and he's put this funny picture of condoms up in it, but he doesn't realise that the number of condoms on screen actually equates to the number of children.
That is very true. We'll move on. Right, ultimately, if your job is easier, your life is easier, then you get more time to spend at great events like E2E. As just an aside, just come on. What colour is Guinness?
Ruby red.
Well done, that man. It was a competition. And you and Rob can go and sit outside. And just think about
what did I do?
The colour of Guinness is ruby red. It is not black. Do not wander it in half. Ruby red. And you'd be able to appreciate that more if you understood how happy your users were. Okay. Right.
That's fairly tenuous, but run with it, guys.
Yes, run with it. I was told I couldn't use Andrew, if you don't believe in God, then you can't use this statement. It's not my statement, it's William Dennis. So there we go. But ultimately, in order to find this out, you could ask users, that could be a long, complicated process, what's the data, what can you extract in order to be able to do this problem?
This is not about penis size. It just means measurement, right? Now, anybody who thinks it is, that's not what's in our heads.
I don't understand whenever Jim sees a rule and he thinks I must measure my penis. Anybody else? No, that's not so let's show the club later. Let's throw this out. Let's move on. How to measure happy. So there are different, we should really ask this. users are happy, other than asking them directly. The primary one.
Asking the directly is not a bad thing. User surveys are fine.
Yeah, interacting with users is not a bad thing. We're not advocating you should never interact with them at all. Log on time. How do you think we'll measure the log on time? Any additions to this list? Oh, suddenly it's an interactive audience. or alternatively you can't see, like that one.
Esther,
Number of calls to the service desk.
number of calls to service desk.
You should put that in next time.
Well, the problem with that is that
They're not
people
calling
get-
just to make
People
conversation.
get used to stuff.
If they do in the UK,
If it's
Oh, okay.
if it's shit, if it's consistently shit,
yeah, sorry.
people won't call, right?
That's
so
true.
you could be having a horrible user experience, but people are so used to it, they've called it 3 or 4 times, nothing's happened, they stop calling.
That was the problem.
Then you win.
No, you don't. You beat your user into submission so they no longer bother you.
So they must be happy, right?
You don't reduce the risk if you don't need in a job because your users. This is effective. So I take that one off.
So I've never considered Stockholm syndrome as a useful business strategy.
And then we've also got application. Moving on. We've also got application.
There's missing one more thing, which is correlated to network latency, but isn't necessarily that because it's network response to the servers. So if an application is making a response, it may be slow and have nothing to do with latency. And that
So network latency isn't as important as application latency, you're saying?
If I had a pen number, I'd write that one just there. That's a good point.
there's
Yes.
another factor of network. It's not just latency.
Yes.
It could be network response.
Fair point well made.
Website.
In a very long time.
Yes.
You got
We've already wasted a lot.
Already wasted a lot. All right. So it's not only about understanding the numbers, but what are those numbers in relation to other numbers? It's understanding the value of size. How big is my spaceship, for want of a better word, right? So how does that relate? And understanding the values and what they mean.
Yeah.
So
We both work for storage company, both work for Atlantic Computing. We've got to mention at the start, there you go. So we looked inside all the perform counters we actually found, and we had no idea what it was. Which is split IO percent.
anyone any idea? Because we went to Bright Forum and we mentioned this, and we thought, oh, we'll look it up next time. If you're pointing to that because you know what the answer is, Connor, would you like to share with the group?
That's awesome.
Ruby red, right?
Anyway,
For the bar.
but this is why performance counters can be bad, right? Because I don't know what I mean. But is 3 bad? Is 3 good?
We don't know.
Who knows, right? You need something you can interpret in a more meaningful way in terms of the values and the metrics you're gathering.
Exactly, and also, would it not be useful if you could take your information, your data, and compare it to other people's? Not only in your own environment, so experience over time, is the experience and the happiness of that user the same as it is it good this week, or was it bad last week, last month? What's the trend? Where is the cutoff going to be? And at the same time, to your peers. So is your environment the same as other people in your industry? What's your benchmark? So you can validate to your boss that what you're doing is good. So, or the investment that you need to make is worth it because you're lagging behind.
So I think that's key to this, right? Because if you can see where you are in terms of you compared to your peers in the same vertical. Now, if your login time is about equivalent, fine. But if your, say, Outlook launch time is way behind, you know, then you can say, well, actually, there's probably something I can do there. There's probably something I can do that's cheap and easy, seeing as all these other pluggers have managed to get it down to that time. So there must be some information available on the net. So it gives you an excellent guide as to where to spend your money and effort in terms of improving your user experience when you compare it to other people.
Sorry, moving on. Without saying, moving on.
Yeah. So you may have seen this earlier on today. We deliberately hid the vendor to surprise you later.
However, the vendor spoke this morning. Gave out free moves, just so I can let it go. But there, yes, so there are vendors doing this in this space, and we'll talk about that later. So these are the people that we looked at in trying to understand who's doing what, when, how, which is not a smackdown. It's just, I'll put that again.
These are not all the vendors. There are people with stuff.
Yes.
One particular people keep bringing up is Eternity.
Eternity or eternity?
Eternity.
With an A.
Hey.
With an A.
We also ran into some really interesting people at Synergy called Squared Up, who do some very, very cool dashboards on some SCOM data, which I'd like to have a bit of a closer look at later. So this is not an exhaustive list, this is just the ones we had time to have a look at.
Okay, cool. How did we validate this? So obviously we engaged with thousands of people and asked them for a response. No. What we did was we got hold of Look and Pi, which we'll talk about actually, and we ran that against half a dozen VMs over time, ran it over a weekend. What was interesting is, all right, these are non-persistent desktops. Lightly throw our hands up all those who are running consistent desktops. So I'm assuming that the rest of everybody else is sensible. And then what we considered doing was putting the monitor agents on, there's group A and that does that intro, there's group B and that does that, there's group C, and that turned out to be a fucking faff, right? So we stopped doing that. Stopped doing that, and we got our non-system desktops and put every single agent in to see how it worked. We did ask, is this going to work to all the vendors? And they went,
So we tried it.
So we tried it and nothing burned.
Yeah, it seemed to work all right. There was an additional advantage to this, because we could use all the agents to monitor all of the other agents.
So you can see whether or not when they say, oh, we take login results or whether or not they weren't. Login VSI. So who's heard of login VSI?
Who's used it?
Who's used it? Yes, who's read it? They won an award at Synergy. Okay, maybe their marketing team needs to focus on that one. So login VSI, PI, PI?
PI, so private investigation, it's easy to say PI. So the marketing department reckon it's PI.
All right, so I'm going to remember PI until I have it for the sake of that, it'll be PI for the rest of the day. So what it is an artificial synthetic user running on a full desktop or a VM, running a set of applications. Very much if you've run login VSI for massive workloads, this is just individual users.
What did Praise use? It's although they use random data within the application, it's always the same applications. So it's consistently random, which is a great phrase. It's traditionally very high on CPU, lower on RAM and storage than a real user. But we use it internally, managed to do all our load testing. It's probably the best in terms of.
By the looks of the audience, everyone knows the sense of the look of VSI's main tool. Pi is more focused on giving you a synthetic workload that you can run. So you install our web interface and the database piece, launch it as you expect to run a launch, yes, and then you're just running it in your environment. With the thought being, here is a standard user doing standard stuff each day, every day.
We've got to move a bit quicker, by the way.
Each day, every day, so I get some data from that. Cool, I will.
Yes.
There was some fun stuff. It's a new product. It's version 1. It can be a little bit temperamental. But fundamentally, the thing is, let's run a synthetic workload, maybe on my main site and my satellite site, and I can compare a standardized workload.
So that's one of the nice things about Pi is that you can put it in all your different geographical locations, and so you can compare between your satellite site A, satellite site B, head office, etc. etc.
It's got some standard information that comes out. Here your profile, here are your log on times, here are the application loads, this is how many people have done some stuff. But it doesn't really give you alerts and, oh, this is going wrong. What it says is, this is what it was like today, this is what it was like yesterday, this is what it was like the week before, and if it starts to change or move out of bounds, then you would use another application to go and investigate why that was.
There is a nice blog on their website saying, here's how to create alerts. You write a PowerShell script that looks on event log alerts, and then anyway, they're fixing that.
They're fixing that. So you can also
look. It's a SQL database. You can get your own stuff out. If you're not PowerShell, if you're not SQL, you can get your own stuff out of SQL database. Right?
And potentially you migrate that into whatever monitoring tool that you've got.
Yeah.
All right. So that you can start to extract information, build it in, and work it all out. So it's a continuous baseline of what it is that you've got, because users are users and they'll do weird things, right? So they'll say, oh, I'm sure it was slower than it was last week. Here you've got a standardized workload so you can work out what it's doing. Very interesting, but it does not give you a happy or sad face.
No, it does not.
It does not. EG Innovations.
So,
and so you're using EG Innovations, big application.
Sweet.
yeah, same as my forum. Maybe they need to have a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
they do what they term synthetic and real-user monitoring, i.e. they do the service monitoring stuff. They also do something very similar to logging PI, whatever. And they do user recommendation. This is from, they've OEM'd a French company called Texas. Who's heard about Texas before? I hadn't. Ken.
Yeah, I know them.
Well done.
Well done.
Just go straight to this, it's probably time.
Yes. They can also do network layout and latency and stuff. But it's very big suites. They do a lot more than this. What was interesting to us about the EG was that OEM from Texas, that real user, the synthetic user experience monitoring from different geolocations.
So your classic service monitoring vendor has taken the concept of a synthetic user bought from somewhere else to give you that standardized testing methodology. Do they give you an individual value that
They
says
do
they're
not
happy?
say happy or
They do not say. App Insure, small company, new company, sponsored by Signature to an extent. Anyone heard of App Insure?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ben didn't put his hand up, so he obviously wasn't listening during our session.
He's not listening now, it's permanent.
Right, so App Insure's come from more or less the same focus and direction as what prompted us to do the thing. It's like, can commodity data, resource utilization give you an indication of happy per se? Operational perfection, does that give you happy per se? No. Maybe there's a different way of looking at it. So what they have is a different way. I've gone a weird
You're right. So these guys come from a networking background. So effectively, they're not just doing simple things between different bits of your infrastructure. They're actually looking at the individual packets, effectively sniffing away. Now I like this approach because packets don't lie. I'll stop sniffing backwards. Is it you?
Yeah.
Alright, never mind.
I moved my pack further forward.
Packets don't lie, so you always get the truth on the network. And I quite like this sort of approach of looking on a network and getting latency and getting user experience from that.
From a nice deployment point of view, it's a standalone, it's an OVA, it's an appliance, you add in your environment and then you deploy agents. Interestingly, Win32 agents, and Andy will be over the moon to know that they have Linux agents as well. No, not the happy face I was expecting. Never mind. There's a database built in within the OVA, but you could offload it to other databases if you want to use Slug, for example. And you can stick the agents on endpoints so that you can look at both the back end and the front end.
Yeah.
So from looking at what they consider, to James' point, is from an experience point of view, it could be anywhere within your environment. So it could be a back-end environment that could be slow, it could be the delivery layer, it could be the endpoint. Whereabouts is it? And what they consider is it's the response times that will give you that best indication of that. And how does it work? They do standard data views, so if you've got the likes of systems, whatever, they do that, they then uses the disk. Whatever, that's all quite cool. They do nice, I was really impressed with this at first. They do a nice topology view, you stick your agents in, and then it sort of gives you where everything's looking at, which is cool, and drives you to put the agent everywhere. Yes, sir.
Is this what ExtraHop is doing?
I don't know what ExtraHop is doing, so
Yes.
I'm going to go with maybe.
They are listening on the wire as well. And
They're listening on fire as well? Well, let's
Yes.
say yes then, given our knowledge of what that is. Yes, sir. At the back, or is that just move on?
thank you.
No? Right,
Right.
right. So that was
So we noticed a couple of random IP addresses in here that it picked up that it was sending data to. Turned out there was like Microsoft Core Home servers and patching
So it's interesting to
servers
see
and-
what's being communicated on your network. This, at this scale, is marvellous. But once you've had it running for a while, like this was more or less new, and I started putting agents everywhere, it's marvellous, like, lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's leave it running for a week. Then it gets a bit more complicated. Right, now granted there's some value in that somewhere, but finding, from that view, finding where the likes of logo times is complicated. Also, there's a whole lot of shit going on in my network that you get some nice graphs.
You can look at public applications.
What's nice about, from a network point of view, is you can start looking at what's my exchange performance, exchange server performance, and what's my user performance, and the interaction between the two.
So I really like this, right? When we talked previously about comparing to your peers. Well, it's comparing to your peers inside an organization. So now you can do a really interesting thing, which is comparing this user's user experience to the general user experience. So if you get a phone call and somebody phones your support, Esther, well, if looking up, it means you can have a look at this and say, well, actually, is this user just being moany? Or do they have a very specific problem related to this? So should I troubleshoot them particularly, or actually, are they reporting a more general issue? And now I can see that it's actually a general issue with my infrastructure rather than a specific user.
Which goes back to Nessa's point of, yes, well, maybe not everyone rings up. Or you say, no, when everyone rings up, quite often that doesn't happen. So that, and actually isolate that. Yes?
Just a small anecdote from a Zen desktop project I did
You
many
No,
years.
this is less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. People did not complain about problems in Zen desktop because they thought that if the project would succeed, they would be allowed to work from home. So anything. So it's called reporting bias, but I actually saw this in reality.
It is called reporting bias, yes.
So for that sort of information, you do the same situation VDI experience with a time. What was the resource demand? So I think, sure, very small, very tiny, just took a mountain egg.
We used controlling to measure all of the other people. We could have used something else, but we
Could have used it when you have a nice graph.
Thank you.
There you go. So in some ways, appliance place, we'll send you the deck.
Super easy setup. Super easy setup to try. We had an issue where we only had 24 hours worth of data, but that's because our trial ran out, not because they only saved 24 hours of data. As Eugene told me, 3 minutes before we came in here.
But that's control of the news to talk about.
That's true.
Running so fast ahead, he's missed out an entire section. Lakeside Systrap, so the Lakeside Systrap. Really? Or you just not interested? Okay. Big application, large amounts of stuff. Traditional, let's put some stuff on a main server, let's send it out to sites.
So these are e.g. very traditional architecture, on-prem SQL backend.
And now what they've done is that they've expanded out to have a community database where you can put your information in and contribute it so that it can be compared against other people. Who else could do that? You would think. Anyway, that's what they're doing. If you've seen it before, it's interesting. It's always a different crowd. At Forum, lots of people
Yeah.
Here.
So they've got some brand new. So it used to look like their UI was from the 90s. It doesn't anymore. They've got some nice new dashboards.
Unless you put some stuff in. But the interesting thing, so AppBenchShow did not have a happy user experience indicator. You have to work it out yourself.
Login Pi didn't.
Login Pi didn't, but Systrack do. They, if you look at the screens, and you're more than welcome to come look at this screen later on, they've got what is a quality time total productivity impact. So they're looking at different 5 minutes, right? They're looking at that and giving you a value that you can compare.
How is that useful? We just get a random time and then they come in 5 minutes before the end.
Just stop and play and focus. The interesting thing about that is they validated it by going out and talking to customers. And they validate it by doing surveys. And they say that their value is very near to what the value of the actual user experience is. So this
they have a lot of faith in that, that's
They have a lot of faith in that. Blah, blah, blah. The community stuff is pretty cool. You connect to connectors, stock some stuff onto AWS.
Like, we've got 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes. They won an award for it. The interesting thing about this is that what you get from that community database is a PDF. You say, give me your information, and it sends you a PDF file. There's a whole video on that. Demands is quite high demand. One of the higher demands is Controller. Hands up, who knows about controller? Hey, 1, 2, 3, there we go. Insight. So interesting about Insight is the connection up to it. We did a lot of PI tests. We sorted all this out. The data is all marvelous. But it's the free one, so you get to sort 24 hours. So if you do it on a Friday, like I did, and then log on a Monday, like I did, and then go, oh, I've got fuck all data. Shit. I should read the manual. So if you send it on yourself, bear in mind it's only 24 hours.
No. This is the point I was making before.
Yeah, but I wasn't listening to that, so it wasn't relevant.
Yeah, well, it is now.
All right, okay, carry on. We'll do it in 5 minutes.
He said that in fact we only 24 hours left on our trial. You actually get the data for your whole of your trial period. So basically we fucked up.
Andrew, you just waited too long before you tried that.
Right then, it's always my fault somehow. The interesting thing about it, you do have a value. You do have a value for whether or not users are happy, called a stress level. Yes? That usually sort of takes a number of different factors and sort of combines them together to give you a stress level and a nice indicator of whether or not that particular user is happy. Obviously, if your load times, for example, increase, then that stress level goes up. What we like to, the really nice thing is that when you start to drill down, you can find out why there is a particular problem. So the user isn't happy, and why might that be, and how can I fix it? All neat. And you can define how that stress
Yeah,
level
so
works.
you can change the metrics you use for your stress level.
Change the metrics. That's a good word.
Yes.
They do all the stuff. You got a session on this later on?
Yes,
Excellent. We'll
Saturday
see that session.
10:35.
Yeah, 45 million.
Shameless
What
plug.
was it? They had got the union session, you've got loads of
Uber
good
agent. Who's heard of Uber agent?
Hey!
Oh, this is an interesting thing. We
So-
talked to Helga about this.
How is this? Reality is complex, different model, there is no single formula to give you that. I can't agree with that. Because if you're giving a single stress level or single happy user or whatever, is that real? Is that actually, how much can you trust it? The world has loads of variations. Everybody's estate, everybody's application is totally unique. How can you have one vendor saying, this one algorithm will give you the correct answer? I think it's an interesting point.
One of the things that helps us in these new releases is look at UI latency. So it's not just about whether or not an application has high CPU or fast disk. It's what is the responsiveness of the application.
And this is not whether you've got non-responding on the title or not. This is whether the, for instance, the process has been used by a high priority process, a device driver is taking the process some time. So you could still have good CPU for everything, but you still got UI latency because of spread priority.
And what is also interesting is looking at the responsiveness of web applications. We discussed during the CTP session the importance of cloud. How many people are using cloud applications? Not necessarily moving their data to the cloud, but making use of cloud applications.
Everybody is.
So it's understanding the value of that cloud application, the responsiveness to you. What I've no, we'll talk about that yet. And that's in Uber Agent, giving you some values. It's relative. It's light. It's one of the
Very
lightest
nice.
ones
Yeah.
in terms of use. Layer 8. Who's heard of Layer 8? And there we go. Hey, we were part of the session. What we thought was different about Layer 8 is that it's through the looking glass in the way that it looks at data instead of looking from machine up, like control up to, where you look at all the individual values, like it uses assist track, do the same thing. Layer 8 is user up, machine down. So they're looking at user experience values and giving you that first, and then if that user experience is poor, today you go and use another application for the final.
So these definitely do give you that user, single user. In fact, this is a point. Yeah.
Very light and advanced. They also, that stuff that Hal was doing in terms of web application, there's some very nice things that Layer 8 are doing in terms of web application responsiveness and being able to understand that. Both Uber Agent and Layer 8 make use of Spoke, so the dashboards and the replaying stuff is all available and possible. Helga, do you have a session during E2E VC?
Right now.
Literally. In brevity, because Helga is giving me the face. Yes, we'll move on. No one, out of all the tools we looked at, in terms of giving you a value, some did give you a specific value. Layer 8 did, Control Up give you stress value, Lakeside do. The other ones all give you data that you can work out whether or not you're using.
Yes. So people are asking, I want this single value, some of them. I have a rant about correlation, which I don't have time to do now, but if you
How about later on, if you come and talk to Jim and say, tell me about correlation.
I will have a statistical rant to you about correlation. Platforms. So, one man got that, that's excellent. Two. Platforms. So, control. All the data is in Redshift. You can't access your data directly. You can't do stuff to it. You can't build your own dashboard. We've just mentioned that a lot of stuff is built on Spoke. There you can build your own dashboards because it's just built on Spoke. You can do whatever you want with it. And then you take your more traditional people like Lakeside and EG, where they've got their own SQL data. So again, you can't build your own dashboards unless you want to do SQL. not within the application. You can't.
So if we take that then as considering how you can manage your data, that's one thing. But also look at the devices that they use. Everybody had a Win32. A couple of them had Win64. One had Linux. But no one gave you a user experience value from a remote device, like a mobile device. No one, say, took a remote client and gave you some feedback and interaction on that. And as users have a greater selection, being able to understand their experience of your service from the device that you've given them would be very useful, I think.
Very important.
We're officially done now, and this is the break. If you want to set up, that's fine.
Yeah. This is me enjoying running Tough Mudder a few weeks ago. I mentioned this to a few people at Synergy. They said, Jim, this sounds like a whole lot of fun. I want to look like that. And so
You didn't show them the picture.
I didn't show the picture, but I put together a team of people to run Tough Mudder on the 24th of September for charity for Alzheimer's. Andy's coming, and put your hand up, who else is coming in the room?
I'm coming to watch.
You're going to watch, and coming. We're going to do the people. I'm going to carry. If you want to join in and raise some money for charity, you're very welcome to do so. And let me know
in the interest of time, you have been a fantastic audience. We appreciate all of you sitting here. We're going to stop now again. If you want to ask us questions about any of the things that you've seen here, come and see us at the bar at the end. You've been great. Thank you very much. This is Jim. I'm Andy. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much, guys.